Okay, we appear to be live.
We're live? Is it that time already? Like I feel like that week flew by.
Where did the week go?
I'm not sure. At least our Canadian friends are on already. Hey Chantel. So my week flew by. This week I don't have kids behind me. How exciting.
Yay!
Right? No one's pulling my hair or like doing the floss or something behind me today.
It
So
was hilarious.
oh goodness, there's something. So what are we discussing this week, Frankie?
So this week we have a jam-packed show. This is probably going to be one of those ones that go over 30 minutes.
Sorry.
But it's jam-packed with tips for new agents. If you're looking to get started in the business, we're going to have all these different tips. We also have two very special guests from my office, two newer agents that are coming in. And, it's definitely something coming in. They've already been here. So they're experienced, and they're going to tell us a little bit about, what they wish someone told them before they started in this crazy industry.
Don't we all wish we knew the secrets before we started?
Exactly. This is like a sneak preview for your new agents.
Yes. Exciting. So I'm going to jump in and get started with a couple of the tips that, as a broker, I wish people knew when they were getting started.
Beautiful.
So one of those things is having, quote unquote, like a nest egg or having a little bit of funds to get started in real estate. So you've got to start, you got to go to school and pay for your school. You got to pay for your application to even take your test. You've got to take your test. You've got to, once you pass, you've got your realtor dues, E&O insurance, depending on which brand you go with, whether it's your brand fees or franchise fees or desk fees or whatever it might be from whatever company you're with, you need to have all that built up. You got to buy business cards. Depending on the office you sign on with, you might have to buy signs or writers or lock boxes. So you need a little bit of money to get started. A lot of the times I get this look like, I've got to pay all that right now. And I'm like, well, yeah, you got to pay that to get started in real estate. So just have a little bit of money built up. Obviously, that amount of money is going to change whether you're in whatever state and whatever fees are associated with that state and whatever brand you obviously choose to go with. Yeah. So that's one big thing I wish people knew before they got started.
They get that sticker shock when they come in and sit for the first appointment. When the first interview, they're like, really? It's that expensive? Like, it's a lot.
Can I make payments on it? And I'm like, nope. That's all due right now. So
you gotta, it's with any business, but what business can you start up for under $2,000 to $3,000 for your first year?
Right. And it's great business to be in if you're dedicated and driven and motivated.
Exactly.
So that nest egg is one thing I wish people knew about. The next thing I wish people would do or knew about was being prepared with a professional headshot. We, especially at my office, we put you on our website, we put you on business cards, we put you on all this advertising and marketing and stuff, and you want people to take you seriously. They're not going to do that with a selfie that you've done in the corner of the office with your cell phone and using that. Yes, that is, I see that all the time, and you don't want
that. This is not going to work.
An updated photo. Like, we can't have one from 32 years ago that we're using. Like, it needs to be updated and current and on, make sure you get the right photographer to do it for you and not somebody who's just starting out and they're charging you $10 or $20 to get it done. Make sure you get a professional headshot done so that you're taken seriously.
Get that headshot done. You're right. Find a professional. Just starting out, yeah, they might be good, but you want that edit. You want that perfectly resized for web resolutions, crops, everything. You need the professional. The lighting.
You got all these profiles you have to build, whether it's your local board profile or your MLS profile or your NAR profile or Zillow profile or homes.com or any of these things. You have to build your profile so that people can find you. You want them to find you and take you serious with a professional headshot.
If you're with Exit, the mobile business card, that goes out to a lot of people. You need to have all of this. And, that's a great tip. If you're a brand new agent and you haven't got it done or you're coming in, get one done now. So when you come in and sit with your admin, your broker, your trainer, your director of agent development, whatever your company calls it, you have it ready to go. You're ready to go with that headshot. And it's not, we have to wait a week to order your cards.
Exactly. Because I have like an agent right now who just passed their test this weekend and I can't order any business cards because I don't have a professional headshot for her. So we've got it
so we're waiting.
off. And I've got to wait for my photographer because I have a wonderful photographer that drives over from Louisiana to do headshots for our office. So we've got to wait. and coordinate with her. So we won't get
they're
headshots.
Really good headshots. Really good.
Yes, I love her. Melissa Metrick's awesome. I love her headshots. So she's coming into my office the 13th, and we're doing some more headshots so that my agents have those professional headshots. So the next thing I want to talk about is setting yourself apart. What are you going to do that's going to make you stand out from every other realtor under the sun? Everybody knows a realtor or 2 or 10. So what are you going to do that's going to make yourself stand out from everybody else?
Mm-hmm.
Are you going to do client appreciation parties? Are you going to do handwritten letters or handwritten thank you cards or holiday cards or anything to make yourself stand out? What is that going to be? Figure something out and stick with it and do it consistently, because in this business, consistency is key. So if you worked on a project today to make yourself stand out, didn't you make some labels today?
Where are my stickers? Let me find my stickers.
I don't know, but they were pretty good looking.
So me, I'm like a big thank you card person. I wish I could just pick up my drawer full of thank you cards. I have a ton of them. So I decided that, you know, instead of licking envelopes, there's days that I'm writing 15, 20 cards of them. I need something to, instead of licking all my envelopes, I made little seals. That's definitely true. You're right. Needs to stand out. So I made these little seals. So if you can see, instead of licking envelopes, they are little stickers that I created. They're little seals that I can just peel it off and stick it on the envelope instead of having to seal it. And I even took, our corporate office has these great cover photos. I don't know if you guys can see that. And I'll post a picture in the comment for you. And I took the cover photo. It says all in for exit. You know, it says, we're all in for our people. We're all in for raising the bar on professionalism. We're all in for building the most productively successful company for the real estate career. And it's got a couple of our hashtags on it that people can go and follow. And, you know, that was super easy, super cheap. They're strictly from Avery Labels.
Yeah, and you can go on avery.com and, you know, create yourself an account. And there are so many different templates and you can just plug and play stuff in. You can bring in your own image, use one of their image. So like one of the things that we do a lot in my office is like we do water bottle labels, and we wrap the water bottle with the water bottle labels that we just pick up from Office Depot or Amazon.com and print out our own labels for a different event, whether it's St. Patty's Day and they're doing a walkathon. We go out and hand out waters to anybody doing the walk. So what are you going to do that's going to make yourself stand out and be different from everybody else?
Stand out, your branding, everything, all of it.
Yes. So what are you going to do? Pick something and stick with it.
Yes.
The last thing that I'm going to talk about that I wish brand new people.
Let's see what's going on with Tiffany.
Oh, where'd I go?
And you know, that's the thing with going live. We sometimes have difficulties. Let's see what is going on.
I'm
Let's see if we can bring her
back.
back in. I don't know if she knows that she's out.
Nope, I'm in.
Let me message Tiffany.
We there?
Very strange, because I don't see you on my back end, Tiffany.
Oh, no.
Will you refresh your page real quick, and then we can roll back?
Yeah.
Yep, let's see if we can get her back in. Okay, she's back. I know you guys could see her, but I couldn't see her or hear her.
Where did I go? What do you mean you can't see me?
You literally went black screen, and like, you know, that's what happens when we're working with these outside software companies and bringing things into Facebook. Things happen. So let's roll with where we're at.
We're going to keep going. So the last thing that I was going to talk about for my tips on becoming an agent is interviewing brokers and doing it wisely. There are tons of brokers out there, and you can hang your license anywhere. That doesn't mean you should. you really need to interview brokers and more than one broker to figure out what your right fit is. A lot of this business is about building relationships, and you want to have that relationship with your broker where that you know that that's the right fit for you. Your personalities kind of jive. You are going to get what you need. You're going to, what do they offer? What fees do they charge? What is their environment like? Come in during an office meeting and see like the type of people that are working in the office, because those are the people that you're going to have to be next to during a meeting. So is that somebody that you fit with? Don't just pick it because that's the first person you talk to. Talk to more than one person. Not everybody fits everywhere, and that's perfectly acceptable and fine, but just interview until you find that one where you feel at home.
Definitely come in at all different hours of the day. See if you can schedule appointments throughout the day. See if you jive. Spend some time with the admin. That's a big thing. Do you jive? Do you fit? Does the admin fit your vibe? Are they going to assist you? If they offer training, sit in on a training session. See the quality of their training and their trainer. Yeah, you're not going to be able to participate a lot of it, but see if they'll allow you to come in and sit and train with them for a little bit and see what they
offer. That's a big thing.
Definitely a good thing. Okay.
So now, don't we have a special guest that's coming in?
We do. So our first guest is Jean Durham. Jean is a dually licensed agent. It's South Carolina and Florida. So she's with Exit Realty Leaders in Florida, and she's with Exit Realty Unlimited in South Carolina. So let's bring Jean in. Let's see if it works. Maybe it will. Maybe it won't.
We're working.
So everyone say hello to Jean.
Tiffany, you stole my thunder.
Oh, no. Dang, what was I doing?
But it was dead on, though. Like, one of the big things I wish somebody would have told me beforehand was, when you first start, you have some extra time. Let's face it, you're not entertaining customers every minute of every day, like once you get established, and then you're chasing yourself around. But that's the time to figure out how to differentiate yourself. And of course, Frankie and I are always on the same page about the branding, consistently, all across the board, across all genres, do that, right? But in order to do that effectively, you got to figure out, why am I different? There are thousands of agents, and why should they pick me? So
exactly. So what are you going to do that makes you valuable and makes your client come to you rather than the other 10,000 realtors that they can choose from?
Absolutely.
So what are some of the things that you do to stand out?
Oh, me? Well, it's all about my spot.
It's all about her personality. This is the one that I can sit in the office with, and she can sit here and I can still be doing work, and we just jive. Like, the amount of ideas that come out of this agent. You have the background in marketing, so it's perfect. Her personality, her nickname is Jean Bean around here. She's like a little Mexican jumping bean, like, no joke. All of our agents love her, and she's just the best. How long have you been with us now? Has it been almost a year?
Almost a year.
Almost a year,
yeah.
Sadly, she's moving back to South Carolina.
I want to take everybody from Florida and bring them back to South Carolina.
Oh, but South Carolina's got great offices too. So, and that's where you're coming from right now, right? You're in South Carolina currently?
Right, I am. And this is not my office. This is my house. Well, I guess it is my office. But
it will be.
Yes, it will be. It will be. It's a house that we've owned for a year and we've never lived in, but that's another story.
As realtors, we can do that, right?
That's right. Exactly. And see, that's another thing. Yeah, is figure out like where you fit. I know in Florida that, we really click. We absolutely do. And I totally enjoy the office there, and we feed off of each other. And I think that's another thing, is find an internal champion somewhere in your office, somebody that you can go to and say, what am I going to do now? Because you're a new agent. I was embarrassed at first. I was like, I didn't want to admit that, well, they didn't teach me that in class.
No, there's a lot they don't teach you in class. I think the book for actual real estate is far bigger than the book for passing that test.
Absolutely. So at first I was like, Frankie, can I bother you for a minute? And now I just walk in and I'm like, I don't know what to do. Help.
What do I do now? Mine call me all the time. They're like, so what's next? And I'm like, what do you mean? What's next? So you got to find that broker that's willing to, whether it's me answering a phone call at 9:00 at night, FaceTiming after I just got out of the shower and a towel on my head. What broker is going to work for you? I've had agents call at 4:30 in the morning because that's when they're up to do their run, or just, you got to find that broker that you fit in with and you jive with in that office that's best for you.
Yeah, and that's
Definitely.
another thing I wish that I had known when I first started. I did intuitively. I kind of interviewed with a few different brokers across the board, different like Berkshire Hathaway and Century 21 and whatever. And yeah, anyway, yeah, that was very important. And I didn't realize how important that was until I got to where I am now, which is
Yeah.
actually an active agent, right?
There's a
Um,
statistic out there that agents jump from one broker to the other, their first year quite often because they didn't do that and they didn't interview with multiple brokers. They just went where their friend told them to go, or the first place that they walked in at, and it didn't fit for them. So they jump ship and they go to a different firm or brokerage because they didn't do the proper research.
Exactly. And then there goes your nest egg. Because
Yes.
you got to redo all your
Everything
branding.
you
You got to
did.
get new cards, new everything. So, yeah.
Yes.
And in my case, new clothes because I wear a lot of teal these days.
And while
So,
you're on that topic of, comparing those brokers, if you're a new agent watching this, or if you're looking to find a brokerage, shoot me an email at this email address. I actually have a brokerage comparison chart that you can take with you. So as soon as you leave that brokerage, jot down your little things in the boxes. So reach out to me. I think there's 5 spots on that sheet. So just make duplicate copies. Definitely interview at least 3 to 5 brokers.
Yes.
yeah, that was good.
Find the one that fits with you.
Yeah. And then the other thing that I thought would
Our
Hey,
broker's
really,
on,
Jim.
Gene.
what?
Our
Oh,
broker's on. So, we fit perfectly into the Wade family. The Wade family owns our office. And, it's a family environment, and we seriously appreciate everything you do for us, Jim. Thanks so
yeah,
much.
so much, so much. What an opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess the next thing that I would say is I would have, suggested that people study psychology a little bit,
Mm-hmm.
at least a
Yes.
little bit. I listened to the stories that all the seasons agents told me beforehand, and I was like, no, there's no way people do that. Guess what? They do it. And
They
you've got
do.
to be able to handle it. So the thing is like right now on my downtime, what I try to do is try to come up with, okay, how am I going to react? What's my standard reaction instead of going, I want to do something like, oh, okay,
Hmm. You didn't
okay,
realize you were going to be a therapist and not get paid those therapist dollars, right?
right. And I don't have a license in therapy either, so it's kind of like, yeah. Anyway, and then probably the last thing that I would add, and this is primarily for us women, is I didn't realize how valuable pockets were. I know that sounds ridiculous. But how many times have I been showing a house and I've lost track of my keys, the key to the house, my cell phone, the pen that I was using to write down notes about, whether or not my client liked the house. So pockets. I'm revamping my wardrobe to include more pockets.
Those come in handy for sure. I have this amazing O-ring, and I wish I had it on me. I leave my keys in my car, but they have this O-ring that you can attach your. Yes, I know somebody's probably out in the parking lot stealing my car now. So if you watch this, I'm going to take my keys out of my car from now on. Okay.
Yes, please do.
But I have this silicone O-ring, and they're like $25, and you just attach the keys and you put the O-ring over your wrist and you just walk around with it. So I found a local boutique here that had them, and I was like, oh, I need that. And I even got it in teal.
Very
So it
good.
works for me. So now my
I'm gonna have
cousin
to find
carries
that.
them in her boutique. So I've been, you throw them on your wrist and they just dangle there. That way your hands are free. You can use your hands for your phone or your pen or your clipboard or whatever. And it has saved me a ton.
That's a great idea. Seriously, that's a great idea.
That is a
I've
good one.
I've even tried pinning like my car keys. Like I don't have to have the key for my entry in my car, so I'll pin it to the inside of my dress or something, so I won't lose. At least I won't lose that.
Now we're going to have to get you an O-ring, Jean.
Yeah, I think so.
I got to
It's
get you an
time to-
Archon mount for your phone,
Yeah,
and an O-ring.
Yes.
It's on the
We're
list.
on
goes
it.
my nest
We're on it.
egg. There goes my nest egg. It's going.
There goes my nest egg.
But you were asking, you said something about how to differentiate yourself earlier,
Yes.
and somebody asked me, I don't remember which one of you. So my thing is the spot, like finding your perfect spot, and is it time to sell your spot? So all my things, everything that I do across the board has this big orange spot on it, which kind of is like the opposite of the teal, so it kind of stands out and differentiates me. Plus, I think that the way I deal with the clients it also differentiates me. So hopefully I'll be a success in the future. It won't be for lack of trying, and it won't be for lack of training. Thank you, Frankie.
You're welcome. You're already successful, so
Well, yeah, I am. Yeah, I want more though, just a little bit.
just a
Just
little
a
bit.
little bit. It's never, a bad thing to want just a little bit more.
Right, exactly. And that was a direct quote from my aunt, by the way. Just she taught me well.
Yes.
But
So-
yeah, that's all I have to contribute, because yeah, the nest egg thing was huge, and making the decisions while you have the downtime, that was the big thing.
Mhm.
You're like, how are you going to account for your monies?
Yep.
How are you going to track your miles? Like for my first 6 months, I tried out so many different apps. I think if I had an accountant doing my taxes, they would probably pull their hair out, because they have 6 different apps with 6 different collections of everything. So yeah. Anyway,
Absolutely.
make those decisions while you have the time.
Because you don't have that much.
Yeah, you're not going to have it long.
Definitely.
Absolutely.
So I'm gonna put you back in the lobby, our little lobby on the back end. So towards the end of this, Tiffany and I, Jean and Rachel, who's coming on right after I finish my 5 tips, we're all gonna be on to answer whatever questions. So start putting your questions in the comments below. And when we get to the end of the broadcast, we will go ahead and answer some of your questions. If there's no questions, we have nothing to answer, and we're just going to chat. So definitely put some questions in there for us so we can definitely discuss them. So my tips, I'm going to run through them quickly so you guys aren't on here so long and, your Thursday night. The first is find yourself a veteran or experienced agent in an office once you get in there. You want them for a mentor, you want them for a coach. A lot of offices already have some form of a coach in the office, or a trainer or agent development director. But you're going to want to find an agent that is actively working in the real estate industry. If it's your broker, start mentoring with your broker. Find an experienced agent that will take you under the wing, show you the ways, and then you finish that up with your training from your director of agent development or trainer, or whatever you call him. So that's my first one. Second one is create a dirty dozen of business partners and vendors. Make that list of your title companies, your home inspectors, your lawn care, your roofers, all of that, just so when you do get that client, you have the option of saying, okay, here's my recommended people. Feel free to shop around, but these are people that I have had experiences with, my people in my office have had experiences with, and these are great people to go with. Do you guys have a dirty dozen in your office?
Oh, absolutely. Whether it's your lender or your insurance person, or home inspectors, or fence crews, or somebody to lay a floor or fix a window, because there's certain loans out there that won't close if a window's broken. You need a window guy. So build all of these dirty dozen, or the vendors that you work best with. You might work with a lender and realize you don't like that lender, so you need to find a new lender that you work best with, because you want to recommend those people out to somebody that it's a direct reflection of you, of who you recommend. So find that person and stick with that person.
Definitely.
And keep that dirty dozen.
Definitely. The next one, alert people you're in real estate. When you're a brand new agent, you're looking for clients, you're looking for things. Get that photo, like Tiffany said, get your business cards in as soon as you can. Start passing out. Do handwritten notes. Search your property appraiser and find people's addresses of people and just send them something. Text, email. Do a Facebook Live announcing you're in real estate. If you have a broker that's willing to go on Facebook Live with you, go live with your broker and say, Absolutely. This is a brand new agent. Help them with some business, and go over maybe some home buyer tips or something like that, and just say, we're here for whatever you need.
Absolutely. Don't be a secret agent, Jim said. Absolutely.
Exactly.
Don't be that secret agent. People need to know that you're an agent. If they don't know, they're not going to come to you. So, I tell my agents all the time, put your business card everywhere. If you're trying on clothes, put them in the dressing room mirror, or put them in the pants pocket of the jeans you just tried on, or put them in the expensive purses at whatever boutique or shop that you might be at.
Definitely.
When you're paying a bill at a restaurant, leave it in the billfold. Wherever you're at, give them out. If you're a good tipper, put them in there. If you're not a good tipper, I wouldn't recommend it. Absolutely.
Barnes and Noble bookstore in the real estate investing first-time homebuyer books, slip them in there.
Absolutely. I had an agent that left him at all the gas pumps every time he got gas, and somebody found his business card that way and called him. So just leave them everywhere.
You
Yes.
accidentally
I don't know
dropped
how
it
it
in the
got there.
grocery store. I don't know what's
Yes.
happening. Definitely.
I don't know how it got on the floor or in the cans section.
I don't know. Another one, CTO. CTO, come to office. You can take that two ways. One for security reasons. When you're meeting a new buyer, make sure they come to the office. A new seller, come to office so your admin can meet them, and you have record of them showing, maybe copy a driver's license or something like that.
Yes.
From a new agent standpoint, come to office. You want to be in the office. You want to experience the culture. You want to hear people on their phone. Sit in your office and listen into a phone conversation. Just especially if your office has like a bullpen or a new agent, or a lot of offices, they call them the bullpen. It's a room with a bunch of desks in it. Sit in there and, and observe what these agents are doing. Because a lot of your best sales techniques, your best scripts, everything are going to come from those agents that are doing it in front of you on the phone.
Right. And attend those trainings that your office might schedule. They put a
Exactly.
lot of time and effort into those training sessions so that you can learn whatever it is that they might be training.
I can tell you, you probably know, as a trainer, sessions do not take an hour to make. They take 2, 3, 4 hours of developing content and pouring it into a presentation, pouring it into a handout. So there's time involved in them. If there's someone on staff doing it, your broker's paying money for you. They're investing money in their associate, in their admin, to train you that information. So definitely attend it. Take sole advantage of that if you can.
Absolutely.
Another one, this is one of my favorites. A lot of people don't realize you are a team. You might be an individual agent, but you're part of a team. So start referring to you as your team, our team, my team and I. You are a team. You're a team and you don't even know it. Your broker is part of your team. Your other agents are part of your team. Your admin's part of your team. Your home inspectors, your title and escrow, your manager, they're all part of a team. You already have a team and you just don't know it. So
it takes a team to get a deal closed. So
exactly. It's never the agent and only the agent helping with the deal. There's always questions. Your title escrow, like I said, home inspectors, everything, pest inspectors. You're a team. Use the team brand as your advantage, especially as a new agent. You're going in, talk about your office, talk about people in your office. Going in for a deal, you're brand new. So everyone's like, oh, what did you do? Some offices allow you to use the office production number, going, here's what our office has produced over the last month in your area. Here's what our office has sold. Here's what our team has sold. Start using that. Use that to your advantage. A lot of people don't even realize that you can do that.
Absolutely. I agree with that.
And then, finally, listen and observe. Listen to the agents, listen to your broker, listen to your manager, and observe what they're doing. Sit in with an admin when they're processing a file and, question and ask, why is this being done this way? There's so many things with that. Listen and observe, listen and observe. Engage with questions too. Engage.
I have an agent that's like, well, theoretically speaking, what would happen if? And she always gives me this look. And then she finishes it like, I know I ask all these theoretical questions, but I'm just wondering what would happen if. Ask away. Ask the questions all the time. You're not going to learn if you don't ask them, and you're not going to know what the next step is if you don't ask.
Definitely.
Ask. Don't be scared to ask. There are no stupid questions in real estate because you just never know what's going to happen in this business.
Okay, so that's my tips. We've done your tips. We've done Jean tips. Now we're bringing in Rachel. Rachel is a newer agent of ours. She's been with us since last October, so this October will be a year. And she previously did property management, so you'll click really well with her. So let me go ahead and bring in Rachel. Getting her in here. Let's see. Welcome, Rachel, to the broadcast.
That's right, Rachel.
Hi, everyone.
So introduce yourself, Rachel.
So thank you both first for having me and giving me the opportunity to join, talk for you guys a little bit, and speak about being a new agent and my first 6 months.
You're welcome.
I want to give you a little bit of my backstory. I've been licensed for a little over 2 years now, and did begin my journey with property management. So
always fun, right?
Yeah, let me tell you, that career choice takes a very, very patient individual.
Yes. And if you don't have patience, you learn patience real quickly.
Oh my goodness. Absolutely. So my experience in property management definitely truly taught me about the real estate world. And I think it paved my way into full-time sales. So I love where I'm at now. And I will tell you, you know, basically what they don't tell you about
There's a lot of that.
They don't tell you a lot.
beginning of real estate. There's a lot of secrets. So my first tip is a planner is a must. I carry my planner everywhere. Multitasking is, multitasking is like,
Yeah.
you've got your phone ringing, you've got emails going, you've got 6 different things going on at once. I have to print things out still. Everyone makes fun of me. They're like, Rachel, you're so old school. What do you got going on here? I'm like, well, if I don't write it down, if I don't print it out, if it's not in my
Frankie.
I'm gonna forget about it.
She's a handwriter. We'll be in the car going somewhere, or we'll be sitting somewhere, and you know, she's on the phone and she's like this, jotting on her hand. I'm like, by the end of the day, it's Florida, humidity, that's gonna sweat off.
So Rachel, I'm gonna teach you this really cool trick on an iPhone. There's this thing called Notes. You can take notes in there.
She won't use
my phone.
You want to laugh about something. Speaking about professional headshot, here's a tip. If you're a handwriter, don't come to me for a headshot with your handwriting on. She comes in and she's got this hand covered on the outside and on the inside. She's got a little bit on this hand. I'm like, how do you expect me to do a headshot with writing all over your hands?
Rachel,
So now I write on the inside.
Now she writes on the inside.
Only when I don't have my planner. So
keep that planner with you.
Tip would be this is career is definitely all about building relationships.
Mm-hmm.
You need to be personable. You need to be able to connect with your clients. Find something about them. Do they have a dog? Do they have a cat? Something, you know, anything you can personally connect on with them. You know, just find that. Be genuine. People can definitely sense that. So
absolutely.
It just being personable if and when you can at all times, for sure. So my next tip is, this is not a part-time job. This is not a hobby. It is all about, like Frankie said, be in the office, show face, make sure you are there to devote all your time to it, because as much as you put in is as much as you will get out. So and
you want to talk about a little bit about how you've now transitioned? She started as part-time, still working, and she, over the last few months, has completely transitioned into a full-time agent.
I did, yes. So after property management, I stepped out of that, wanted to do full-time sales, but of course that nest egg wasn't there for me. So had to serve for a little while and was working at a country club / tiki bar. And I was actually able to get out of the service industry and then go full-time sales, and have been doing full-time sales for now 3 months, I think. So it's hard, absolutely. But if you don't devote full-time, I mean, you really can't.
If you put in part-time hours, you get part-time results.
That's it. Absolutely.
Exactly.
So my next tip kind of goes off of the last one, to where you have to set up your pipeline. This morning I was talking with Brittany, one of our office administrators, and how important setting up your pipeline is. And from the wise words of Jean Wade, she said, you have to be sure to set up all your dominoes in order to eventually make them fall into place. And Jean said that to Brittany, and then Brittany shared it with me. So I'll be sure to always remember that.
That's a great quote. I mean, you've got to have that pipeline in order for everything to eventually at some point in time fall in place. And you know, you've got all these clients that you're building up, and you know, they're building a house, so you don't get paid until that house is closed. So you've got to build that pipeline so that it doesn't matter how long it takes for that deal to close, so that you're consistently having that deal close and you're having that next client come behind them.
Exactly.
Well, agents do think too, as well, when you're starting out, is, okay, well, I just met with this gentleman today and I showed him 12 homes. Well, he's from out of state. He's not familiar with our area or our market. You might have showed him 12 homes, but he's going to come back again in 2 months and he's going to look again. Just because he came today doesn't mean he's going to buy something today. So you have to, again, when he comes back in however long, meet with him again. So you have to set up that timeline, and maybe he knows somebody else. Maybe he has a friend, or his sister's moving to the area. And all of those relationships that you're building are going to pay off.
Absolutely. But make sure to stay in touch when they're not in town, because if you don't stay in touch, then they disappear.
They do.
Get a good CRM system in place. There's a lot of cheap ones out there. They're great. But you definitely want to, like, after year one, invest in a really good CRM system. You have Lion's Desk for, I think it's like $25 a month. That's a really good one. The only problem is they don't have that IDX search. And to play on another tip that Rachel just gave, this is these people's largest financial investment, largest financial instrument. They've saved for years to be able to purchase a home. So, and, a lot of new agents just don't realize that. They think it's an easy process. They're pushy with that contract. This is people's largest financial instrument, and you need to take it and respect it, that they're putting all of their money into it. Some of them, this is it. They're clearing out their accounts strictly to be able to afford this home.
Especially when buying in Florida, because it's their retirement home. So
correct.
This is
right.
This is the one. This is their dream home. They've worked all their life to be able to afford this home. And this is their dream home. And, you got to respect that.
Absolutely.
My last point would be, make sure you have a fuel efficient vehicle.
Yes.
I did not coming into this. I still don't, but it's paid off. So I'm working with it.
So you guys can't see Jean over in the corner. I have her down in the bottom of the screen, and she's over here like, yes, that is the tip.
I drive an 8-seat or 7-seat. I don't know, whatever. It's still too big. GMC Acadia, and I feel like I am best friends with pump number 7 at Racetrack. Like, I am there every other day. And it's like $55 to fill the darn thing up. So
yes.
It's just, I need a fuel efficient vehicle. We drive.
Tiffany's got a beautiful little smart car available.
I do. So I have a Pathfinder because I have the 2 kids that were like pulling my hair and doing the floss behind me last week. So I have a Pathfinder because between for sale signs and the kids and their MMA equipment and all that nonsense, like I needed a bigger vehicle.
Yeah.
So I have that. But when I don't have my children, I drive my pink and teal smart car with eyelashes. And it actually now has like eyeliner on it. It's like rhinestones above the eyelashes. Super obnoxious. And I know it's obnoxious and I'm okay with that, but it gets everyone's attention. Like my office is in a complex with a eye clinic. So anytime kids are over there getting their eyes checked, they always run over to the car. They're always getting their pictures taken with their parents. So it's word of mouth, and it's not but like a $200 a month payment for the itty bitty little car that's pink and teal.
That's awesome.
That wouldn't work by us.
Why?
I love pink and teal, and I love that car.
Not the teal, the size of the car.
Oh yeah, well, don't go over
get
speed
rid of
bump
the
very
trucks.
fast.
We got big trucks around here.
We have a lot of those trucks too for those guys that like to go 4-wheeling and mud riding and all that stuff here in the South. But you just be careful in the smart car. I feel like Princess Peach, from like Super Mario Brothers, and you like throw banana peels and turtle shells out. Like, I'm good. I'm safe.
This is why I love you people.
I mean, I let my agents borrow the car every now and then. I had one agent, her car broke down, so she borrowed the car for a week, and everybody was commenting on her Facebook, I saw you driving. Was that you driving? You get stuck behind a school bus and people are like, all the kids come running back and they're like taking photos of the, and they run home and they show their parents. So it's great marketing.
Super easy. That's when I had the teal rims. I mean, people are like, I'd go through a drive-through at Dunkin' Donuts and they'd be like, where do you work? I see you a lot, and you're driving around and it's great.
All the time.
I got to put the teal back on. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it.
Yes.
Definitely.
Teal. Any more tips, Rachel?
No,
Just
that was
fuel efficient?
That was my wrap there.
I agree with you on that fuel efficient vehicle. I feel like that Pathfinder can. Is my brother watching this? Randy, are you watching? Are you paying attention? It's time for a new car. He's the GM of a dealership, so send another car down.
So I'm bringing Jean back in.
Hi, Jean. Welcome back.
Totally agree about the truck thing. I've been driving the truck now for 6 months, and that's why I can't go to convention. The truck's eating it all.
You're spending too much money on gas. That's the problem.
So drop your guys' questions in the bottom. I see we have 7 people watching us right now, and if you're in the replay, drop your questions in. And I know these 2 agents, this side, I got to learn my camera right.
That way.
These 2 agents will be happy to respond. We'll be happy to respond at any time. Drop your questions in. Let's answer some questions. Definitely.
Yeah. What do you want to know about coming into real estate? Are you currently in real estate? Are you just wanting to get started, or how do you go about it? I can specifically talk about how to get started in Mississippi, and they can obviously talk about how to get started in Florida, because we are two completely different states, and we have two completely different ways to go about things.
We
In
learned
South
that-
Carolina,
South Carolina.
Yep.
South Carolina, she can
Carolina.
answer those. So
Definitely.
every state's got their process and procedures.
Different
So
about South Carolina than Florida that you've learned transitioning over there.
Oh my gosh. I've learned first off that what we have over in Florida is just amazing. The brokerage there, I just can't speak enough good words about. And then I'm trying to make decisions, like I said earlier, about my business and the transition that I probably should have made whenever I had fewer clients. Because now I'm in a rush. I'm trying to figure out now, what do I do? You know, so yeah. You know, one thing that I meant to bring up that I didn't bring up before was safety. That was
Yes.
another thing that I wish somebody would have mentioned to me, because, you know, okay, so a lot of people think that we just drive around with money and hot looking
Yeah.
cars and have a great time and
Roll
you know,
multi-million dollar
driving
producer
yacht
right
eventually.
across your card.
Yeah, you know, it's just a life of.
They think
you know,
we make the $1 million.
yeah, but no, we don't. We don't. But anyway, and then, you know, you run into situations where your gut is telling you that, oh, I should have probably had some kind of thought process going on about my own personal safety. So I would just say, before you become an agent, at least be aware that anytime you're out with the public, and you're in a vacant house, because a lot of times we're in vacant houses, you need to have a plan. You always need to have a plan.
Yes.
And your safety is paramount. There's no deal that's big enough to result in your harm or your death or anything horrible.
Absolutely.
So you need to learn a little bit about how to keep yourself safe.
So on that subject and property management from Rachel, I actually took over a property one point in time from another company that was local, who was supposed to have evicted the person, but never actually went and changed the keys. So I went and picked up the keys from this other company and went to the property, and the person was supposed to be evicted. So, you know, I knocked on the door, figured if they were there, they would answer, because they don't know who I am as a new property manager. They've never dealt with me. Nobody answered the door. I opened the door and, you know, like I yelled and nobody answered me. So I went through the house and I was taking photos of all the damage, $18,000 worth of damage to this home. And when I got to one door, I went to push it open and it stuck. And I didn't know why it stuck. Well, I went to push a little harder and it pushed back and I saw a shadow move. The guy was never actually evicted. Obviously, he still had keys because they never changed the locks. And you don't want to turn your back and run, but you also don't know the house layout well enough to run backwards either. So it took 10 minutes for the cops to get there and everything. So safety purposes, something could have gone very wrong that day. The next day I went out and purchased a gun. So I've taken all my agents and taught them all how to shoot guns. They all have their permits. They can all conceal carry. So that's something to think about. You don't think about that when you're brand new and you're coming in, that you'll be in this vacant house with people you probably don't know sometimes. So like open houses, always have somebody there with you. Somebody commented, always make sure somebody knows where you are. So in my office, I have to know where my agents are. And if they're going by themselves, is the husband with them? Do I need to send another agent with them? Like, I want to know what's happening and when it's happening so that I can make sure that you do come home to your spouse or your kids or something that night.
That's another good reason to get a copy of the driver's license, that first meeting. You know, seriously.
So for property management, when I was showing my rentals, I would actually text friends and be like, hey, I'm at this property address showing such and such a person's name, and here's their tag number in case I go missing.
Oh, you know, and I was given a tip from a police officer once that if you're near their vehicle, touch
their tail light.
Yeah, tail light, because that's one of the first places they look for prints.
Yes.
So and nobody really thinks about it. So
no, and I've read in the past that, you know, cops, when they pull you over, they actually touch the back of your car too when they're walking up to your car, so that their fingerprints are there, so that they, you know, if something happens to that officer, they have their fingerprints on that car. So it's a great tip as well to keep your safety.
And I also mentioned I have a big taser that looks like a flashlight, and it works like a flashlight too.
She was.
But I will mention, if I get uncomfortable, I'll say, you know, I hope you don't mind. This is a flashlight, but it's also a taser, because we don't know what might be happening in this vacant house. And then that puts them on notice too. I've had people go, oh, okay. It changes the whole conversation.
Yeah, I'm sure it does.
It happens all the time, so I'm not scared. I mean, I just... every once in a while, the little spidey senses go off. That's all.
Absolutely.
I don't know if I could have a taser. I'd be afraid that I'd tase myself. Like pulling out the flashlight.
You would be the person to do that.
I'd be the person. And
You gotta test it, right? So I'm like, do I test it in the truck? Do I test
What
it?
do I
Where do
do?
I test it?
I have a regional that will go unnamed who has pulled a gun on a client before. I mean, it didn't end up bad or anything, but she, the person was like, "Have you ever felt uncomfortable in a listing?" And she was like, "Nope,
Right
never
there.
felt uncomfortable. Never felt uncomfortable."
Nope, and not today.
And it's now a running joke between that client and my regional that, he'll see her in Walmart and be like, "That's the gun wielded realtor. Look, she just jumped on." Exactly.
This one keeps the key size. I didn't even read the comment. That's good.
Yes.
That's
good.
the bra pocket.
Yes, the pockets that are necessary. Absolutely.
So, and back to that, like the tip, like texting and stuff, the agents know that they can come in and I'll write down where they're going. They know that there's always a sticky note somewhere on my desk. I'll get sticky notes when I come back from lunch, like going out to this property, I should be back by this. Or, they text me the driver's license. Find someone in your office. Rachel's good. She's got her boyfriend, Rob's also an agent. So Rob, they'll text each other where they're going. The dynamic duo. And, the agents will text each other, making sure where they are. Like I said, I keep a sticky note somewhere on my desk. They have full access. If I go to lunch, my door is always open. So they can just write it down, either stick it on my door, stick it on my desk, stick it on my screen, and I know where they're going. And, someone should be checking in with them. There definitely needs to be a procedure in an office for that.
Yeah. That's always good. Prevention's better than.
Yes.
Yeah.
And, Realtor Safety Month is in September. So it's August already. Oh my, where is my month
Right.
gone?
Did y'all see that meme that like, oh my God, it's August. September's like tomorrow. Like I need a Halloween costume. Oh, Happy New Year. Like
I'm
this
ready
year
for fall.
flew
Frank
by.
and I went to Bath and Body Works the other day and we were ready to buy out the store.
Yeah, I already have fall scents going in my office. August, because, it's.
What
it's
is happening? This is back to school month. Don't skip forward to the fall yet.
Yeah. What else we got? What other tips you guys got? This is a good session.
Tips for realtors.
Well, I really like the one about finding somebody in the office that, like I kind of talked about the internal champion person.
Yep.
That was very, very valuable to me. Very valuable. And I had a plethora of different people that I would rely on for different things. So
yeah, an accountability partner is key. Having that person that whether that accountability partner is going with you to a listing or a showing, or you can bounce ideas off of them before you go to the admin or the broker in the office, or well, hey, what about this idea? Or, hey, what's the next step? So, have that person that you can bounce ideas off of and go to, like, I am in so many group chats with my agents where they're going back and forth and they're answering each other's questions, but like I can overall and step in if I need to, and because somebody might have not exactly answered it correctly. So have that person that y'all can go to and, teach and train and guide you outside of just your broker.
And your messages are great. That's a great tip. And, if you're in an office and they don't have an office Facebook group, start that Facebook group with all of the agents. Yeah. Start that. I just started an agent development Facebook group. We're calling it the mastermind group for our office. And, I'm posting content probably weekly at this point. It's going to turn into daily. I'm finding these videos, post something. Tiffany and we're accountability partners for breaking into video for 2019. We're doing this every week. We're on week 3, definitely something to start with.
So somebody just commented that name tags are key.
Yes. Oh, yes. And in grocery stores, they come in really handy.
Yes. So a lot of the times, and I do this on purpose, I wear it upside down because then people are like, do you realize your name tag is upside down? Oh, yes. No. But now it opens the door to that conversation.
Right.
Yes,
so name tags are key.
Huh?
And what's the houseofmagnets.com? They're like $5 for a name tag. So jump on House of Magnets. You can get a bunch of them. It's like 5 for $25 or something. So I have children and they like to take the magnet off the back. So I've ordered a ton of name badges. I've got them like in my car, in my purse, on my desk, at my house. Like I have them everywhere so that no matter where I go, I can always grab one and throw it on real quick.
Yeah. And then we have somebody in our office that adds bling to them.
Yes. I think those are like $10 on House of Magnets. Rachel's like, me, that's me.
Yep, you can have someone bling them. You can have them blinged out on House of Magnets. Either way, name tags are so cheap, and it's the first thing that people really look at. I do these, so like I don't wear name tags anymore because I have my embroidered shirts. So trying to wear an embroidered shirt with a name tag on the opposite side, that's a lot going on.
Well, you need to add your name to the embroidery then.
I'm gonna do it next time. Next time I place an order, we'll do that.
Yes. So I have some shirts I actually need to pick up. So we did like a huge order off of Amazon, and everybody just got a bunch of shirts and dropped them off at an embroidery place. I need to pick up mine. It's been a little while. Somebody commented to watch free trainings and webinars.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Hours of them.
Hours and hours. And I don't know about other brands or anything, but I know that our brand in our resource center here at Exit, we've got, how many hours worth of videos? If you start scrolling down that list of videos, it's going to take you quite a while to get to the bottom of that list of videos that we have to offer for free, which Frankie's got a webinar in there. If y'all haven't watched it yet, what is wrong with you? Because it's great information. But any free webinars or free training that you can find, YouTube's got training galore on there too for real estate agents. You just got to find that and watch it and pay attention.
Find a coach, find a coach that you fit with online. Tom Ferry's got a lot on he's got a great video for new agents. I emailed that out to our entire office a couple weeks back, and I got really good results off of that video. It's like the things that these agents wish they would have known as a new agent, like kind of like we're doing here, but on a much larger scale with these agents. And it's Tom Ferry, he's great. Katie Lance for social media. Who else is there? There's a ton of them. Lee Brown for just being authentic. Chelsea Pites, camera first branding with video and Snapchat. There's so many of them.
Yeah, Brian Buffini's got a ton of stuff that if you do like the Peake producers, he's got access to a ton of stuff. He does the Blitz 3 times a year, and where they tell you step by step by step what to do in the Blitz. So like that kind of stuff will really, really, really help.
And go ahead. No, go.
I was just going to say, Rachel was talking about pipeline, and you got all the relationship building and all the Buffini stuff and all of that. That pipeline is critical, like Rachel said, and you can use all that relationship building to build your pipeline.
Yes.
It's very important. And if you build it every day, that's the other thing. Build it every day. Dedicate, 5-10 minutes. It doesn't take forever. 5-10 minutes, send a couple of emails, make a phone call or two. You'd be surprised how it snowballs.
Yep. And how many business cards are you handing out a day? How many people are you putting yourself in front of every day? If you're sitting at home and sitting on your computer at home or watching TV at home or whatever, you're not in front of anybody. Go to Starbucks and watch a webinar, go out in the public and meet people and talk to people. Go to the bookstore and put your business cards in the book section for real estate. Yes, Frankie's webinar was awesome, but get out there and get in the public so that people can see you and you can put yourself out there so that you're not that secret agent.
Yeah.
It's available on YouTube, everyone, by the way, if you're looking for it.
Yes.
And if you're not with Exit, you guys are more than welcome to watch it. It's available on there. I'm placing the bit link to it in the little search thing here so you guys can see it. It's simply bit.ly.com/FrankieTechNR18. And make sure you put the capitalization in there. And you can see it. It's available. Exit puts a lot of their Technars up there. There's some great inspiration, motivational videos on there, also mindset videos. You can get lost in YouTube, so definitely try to navigate your way towards something that's business related.
Yeah, find a channel and stick with it.
Find a channel and stick with it. Exactly. What else we got? We're flowing. I like this vibe.
We are. What else we got for real estate? Let me see. I've got some websites pulled up with some different tips and tricks.
Open houses. I loved open houses. When I didn't do open houses necessarily to sell the house I was in, just admitting that, but you get a lot of relationship building started right then and there because you get the nosy neighbors and they're always apologetic. They're like, oh, I don't want to take your time. I'm just a nosy neighbor. And you're like, oh, fine. It's no problem.
Come on in.
Next thing you know,
sign in right here. So I have your info.
Yeah.
Well, isn't the statistic too, you don't ever really sell the house that you're doing the open house on, but the generation of the leads that you're getting
it's worth the time and effort.
right, it's worth the time and effort to do that open house.
Yes.
So,
And you know,
they definitely pay off to take the time and do it on the weekend, or even during the summer, do it in the middle of the week.
Yeah,
volunteer in your community.
you know,
Yes.
Donna's just like thebomb.com for this. We're going to have to invite her on.
Yes.
Volunteer in your community. So my office
Absolutely.
is huge on
Huge.
that, like huge. So the last 2 years in a row, my office has won community ambassador for our region. Like we're constantly doing something. So in a meeting 1 month, we'll plan what we're going to do for the next month. So then I'll spend that whole month prior planning out what we're doing for the next month, whether we're, setting up at a feed store to collect money for the animals in a shelter and having the shelter actually bring out pets to adopt right there on site, or last week while we were live, I had 2 agents doing a fundraiser for me for the NICU that I do quarterly. We eat, sit, paint, and then we donate the money to the NICU. We did a thing for homeless veterans last month. Like, we're always doing something so that we can give back to the community in which we serve. It also gets our name out there that we're worth in the community. So volunteer, find something that you like and you appreciate, whether it's, right now it's August, do a back to school supply drive and bring it to one of the schools and help the teachers out. Because we all know teachers spend way too much money on school supplies. So that y'all can throw that together really quickly and do that for August. But there's something that you can do every month. And back to last week where we said, Google what is happening every day that month, because there's like a national holiday for every day of the month. So find something that you like for that month and get involved with it for that month, whether you make your video, do a drive out of it, community involvement out of it, or something like that.
If it's National Margarita Day, go to a Mexican restaurant saying, hey, our team's sitting out here at such and such Mexican restaurant, enjoying margaritas. Come out and join us. You don't have to pay for everyone. Come out and join us. Have a great time with us. If you have any real estate questions, we're here. But today's really not about business. It's about engaging with our community. We're here to chat if you guys need anything. Just do things like this. Back to school drive's great. The whole office doesn't have to do it if they don't want to. If you're an individual agent, and you're not getting that support from your office, do it yourself.
Yes.
You're building your business in a business. Yes, your broker has a business, but you are running your own business. Build your business within a business, and that's something you'll be able to take back and forth with you.
And that's one of the things I did to transition too, is we're big on Angel Tree. So I just threw a party that was floaties and flip-flops, and we raised money for Angel Tree. And by the way, I'm back in South Carolina soon, and here's some chapstick. Don't get chapped on a bad deal. I'm here for you.
My little marketer over there.
Yeah, right. Well, that's that marketing degree in the background.
Love it.
Yeah.
Love it.
So one of the other tips that I had pulled up on my thing is that you are the one that determines how successful you are. It is not your broker's responsibility to make you successful. It is the agent's responsibility to make them successful. You might work for your broker, but you are responsible for going out there and doing the work. I tell my agents all the time, I can lead a horse to water. I cannot make you drink. Exactly. You are going to get out of it what you put into it, no matter how much I hand feed you or give you or teach you or train you. If you don't actually do what I tell you to do, you're not going to be successful. You determine how successful you're going to be by putting in that work.
Exactly. We can provide you the tools. We can provide you the culture. We can provide you the training. We can provide you all of that. But it's how much do you as an agent want to put in? And, these 2 agents, look at me pointing to the wrong. These 2 agents to this side. Oh, there we go again. To this side, they have done that. We've provided them the tools. Our office has provided them the training. Our office has provided them a lot, the culture, and they've taken it and ran with it. And if your office isn't doing that, we're not going to be like, oh, definitely go search for another office. You can build that yourself.
Right.
Absolutely.
And if it gets to that point where you're at that point where you're like, okay, it's not working, then it's that time to start searching.
Absolutely. But you're your own boss, so you get to do your own thing. So
exactly.
Be as great as you can be.
Right?
Exactly.
It's your chance.
What are some of the other ones? That this can be an incredibly rewarding career if you put in the work, right?
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah, it's
like
not easy.
No, it's definitely not easy, but it's such a great accomplishment to be at that closing table and helping that family buy that new house so that they can start their family, or helping that older couple sell their house so that they can downsize because they're starting a new chapter. Like, that's a great feeling, and it's an incredibly rewarding career, provided that you get to that point in the career.
Right.
You know, be proud. You're a realtor. You're paying for it to be a realtor, but the realtor family, like, you know, we're creating home ownership for almost everyone at this point. First-time home buyers, young people. Be proud to be a realtor. Be proud of the industry you're in at this point.
Yes.
And not a lot of us survive the first year, from what
Correct.
I
know.
If you're going into year 2, you know, be proud that you've made it past that first jump. You've made it past the first jump of either. Yes.
I'm
you know,
there.
Be proud. A lot of these, yes, you're still working, but, you know, after that first year, you're going to want to be this full time. Like Rachel said, you know, it's not a part-time gig. The first year, it's going to have to be for a lot of people. Year 2 rolls around, and everything you've just put in that effort for year 1 is now coming into fruition. You know, it's working. The system you've built is working. The relationships, everything is coming into place. So you'll definitely just need to hold on.
You've got to plant those seeds and water those seeds over and over and over again for them to grow and turn into a closed deal at the closing table. So you've got to plant way more seeds than, you know, 2 or 3 or 4. You've got to work really hard to plant this huge garden and water that garden and build your pipeline so that those dominoes fall in place.
Flowers.
Yes.
What else we got? This is...
Well, the authenticity, I think, is, you know, I interviewed with a couple of brokerages where they had scripts, and you had to follow. If you follow this exact script, well, it wasn't me. It didn't fit my personality. I'm not that way. So, I mean, Frankie, seriously.
I'm going to go
ahead and guess.
Doing a script? No.
It's Jean and I.
You know,
I'm just going to guess.
We don't do disc in our office.
Really?
Yeah, we
do
don't
a lot
disc,
of this.
But you know what? I think we're going to start doing disc a little bit. I'd love to find out her personality type.
I'm going to go with an I.
This is the thing though. Jean's not the person that you can just like bolt down and say, this is how it's got to be done. She's going to find a way to figure it out herself. With or without you. You're on board the Jean train. If you're not on the Jean train, you're getting ran over.
Yeah.
Get out of the way, right?
Get out of the way.
There's a plan. We got to make it happen. So, yeah. So I don't mean to run you over. Sorry. Sorry if I ever did.
You know, I think it's like 2 steam engines when we're working together. It's like 2 steam engines fighting each other back and forth, back and forth. But
how fun.
How fun. Exactly. I'm going to miss you.
Oh, I'm going to miss you too.
We're going to do stuff like this. So we're good, right?
Yes. Yes, absolutely.
What else you got? Rachel, you got to have something.
I see somebody's planning a fundraiser. Dawn said she's planning a fundraiser for Make-A-Wish. So if you are in Dawn's area,
be sure to stop by.
Yeah, watch for that information come in. I need to plan more events. I need to write that in my planner.
You've got so many going. My goodness. Wow.
We like to stay busy.
Yeah,
you know? My children go to their dad's every other weekend, so I've got to work to keep myself occupied so that I don't realize that they're not there pulling my hair and, you know, doing the floss. So I like to book my weekends that I don't have them with fundraisers so that I'm out in the community and doing something productive and helpful instead of sitting at home doing nothing.
That's wonderful. And you know what? I think we get along great. My husband always joked with me that I had a jetpack, and every once in a while he reaches back there and he like turns it down. Like, what are you doing? I'm turning down the jetpack.
Yes. Like, I'm going to need you to simmer down. Like, I was here the other night until like 8 or 9 and like went home, and then I was here at like 7 in the morning. And everybody's like, do you ever, like, I drove by and your car was still there. Like, do you ever go home? And I'm like, nope.
I had a client ask me if I ever sleep.
Yeah, nope. I was up at 3 o'clock in the morning. I don't know why. I was up. I didn't have any. I mean, I had things I could do, but I didn't need to be doing them at 3 in the morning. Like, why am I awake right now? And I was wide awake till 5 in the morning. Like, I don't think I sleep much. So that's probably why I'm always here getting work accomplished, whether it be property management
group
or...
that we're on with right now is a big group of hustlers. You know, every morning they're here. Rachel's in the morning a lot of times when I get here, and I'm like, what are you doing here? It's 7:30. I'll try to come in early, but we're all super busy. We're all doing really well in our businesses, and we put in that time and effort. You see, Tiff, I'm emailing you at like 11:30 at night here, which is 10 for you. And I'm always available if there's a question, if there's something like that, and I'm always like working on something. Even if it's just laying in bed scrolling Instagram, I'm still working. A lot of people don't realize that, like, even your social media presence, you have to keep up with it. It's constant. And, people come in the morning, they're like, you look exhausted. I'm like, do you realize what time I was up to last night?
I was doing a project till 3 a.m., but my managing broker, Dave, and I were chatting. I was like, I feel like I'm never caught up. Like, I always have these ideas and I always add stuff to my plate. So, like, I'm never caught up. And he was like, you realize that there's the same 24 hours in a day every day, right? Like, millionaires have the same 24 hours that you have. And I'm like, well, do they sleep? And he's like, I don't know. I'm not a millionaire. I wouldn't know if they sleep or not.
There you go.
I was just talking to one of our agents this morning, actually bring that up. And I'm like, I really wish the amount of work we all have to do. I wish there was 27 hours in the day. I could use that extra time. And with the list, like, look, here's a list. This is like projects that I'm working on. Do you see how everything
your
just
lists are crazy.
It just gets added on, and like, there's times that I like cross the whole thing out, and then a couple of minutes later, it's back on the list. It's a crazy business, but it's so rewarding. And now that I'm on the admin side and not so much on the sales realtor side, I still get that same feeling that all the agents get.
Because you cheer us on.
I'm a cheerleader. And then I see the clients come in and they're like, we've saved our entire life for this purchase. We have renters that come in and drop in rent checks, and you're like, we're leaving. This is our last month, but we're truly going to miss you guys. And just that connection, even on the admin side, we all feel that. When our agents are successful, we're successful. When our agents and clients are happy, we feel that. So definitely that is one of the most rewarding pieces of this, especially working with the agents. I love working with the agents. I love working with the public. Love working with the public, but really the agents, I just love working with them, taking them, helping them grow. That's the whole part of the agent development thing, especially as a broker. It's helping grow them, help them be successful, everything like that.
Absolutely.
My phone's about to go dead, believe it or not. So I'm going to go get my charger. I'm right.
She's having way too much fun.
Dead. But I totally agree with that. It's so much fun to watch, an agent go from just passing their test to becoming successful, and watching that whole process and teaching and training and guiding them to get to that process. It's definitely fun and rewarding.
Closing their first deal, that it's a process.
Yes.
Closing that first deal with them. Rachel, remember your first deal all the way back then. It's a process to close that deal. But, once they get through that, once you've assisted them, we're all devoted to each other. Like I've said, you're a team, we're a team. If I'm out on an appointment with someone, I definitely refer to our team because it is a team. It's a team effort.
We're one big team at Exit for sure. You can jump into anyone's office at any time and ask for help, and no one's going to close the door on you. No one's going to say, I'm too busy right now. No.
And they're not withholding either. Yeah.
And I joke all the time that my door is like a revolving door. Like, it never, like, there's constantly somebody standing on the other side of my desk, whether it's like a line of my agents or like one agent at a time. Like, there's always somebody in front of me asking questions or asking what to do or what's next or what do I do or give me another idea. How can I get my name out there or whatever it is? Like, they're constantly sharing ideas and, chatting it up.
These two will tell you, I have a chair in my office. And I don't think
it's never empty.
It's ever empty. I've had agents lined up outside. I'm starting, I'm thinking that I'm going to give little tickets. Like, here's your ticket
numbers.
Take a number, go over the all call and be like, ticket number 9 is available now.
Yes.
But wait, Frankie, you started putting your stuff in that chair. So now when we come in, we have to pick the stuff up and put it somewhere to sit down.
Correct.
There's nowhere to put it. We have so many ideas.
At this point, they're literally like, they used to ask me, oh, can I move your stuff? Now they literally just come in and put the bag on the floor next to me and they just sit. Yep. I mean, there's days that I'm on the phone in here and, the agent is still, they sit in that chair and they wait.
They're just waiting.
And they're waiting and they're waiting and they're waiting. But, it's so much fun. It's
absolutely love it every day.
Nobody's ever asking the same thing. It's always something different. And it's always some different idea that they want or some different question. And, it's fun.
That's one thing I
Agreed.
can say about this business is no 2 days are the same.
That's what I was just going to say, Tiffany. Real estate, there is no 2 days the same. Property
Nope.
management, there is no 2 days the same.
No day will ever be the same as the next one, and it will never be as easy or as hard as the next one because you never know what phone calls you're going to get or what's going to happen behind the scene or what an inspection is going to come back with or what you're going to find during the appraisal process or whatever it might be. It's a shock every day.
Every day.
That's why I'm practicing the okay.
Yes. Yep. Oh, okay.
That's the big thing. You got to practice those facial expressions. Me, you can read if I'm upset, if I'm angry, if I'm like really confused. You can read that all over my face, and it's something you got to practice, definitely.
We're going to have that. Okay. Yep.
Okay.
You know what my new line is? They're like, "Oh, what do you think about this?" I would go, "I would." Simple one-liner.
I would.
Do you think I should? Do you think my client should get a home inspection? Do you think I should recommend it? I would.
Good idea.
It's not a bad idea.
Not at all. Not at all.
You said that to me.
I said it to everyone. It's
He's
a
like,
good one.
dang,
Like, wait.
that happened to me.
Genuine?
Because like there's things that you like, you can give your opinion, but I don't want to give my opinion on some things. I don't want to lead them in the wrong direction. So I would.
Yep, I would change the batteries in your smoke detector.
I would.
That was a funny story.
I would check your lease.
Yep.
You think I should check it? I would.
I would. So for those of y'all that don't know or did not see my post on social media earlier this week, I had a tenant call me and they were like, so like I woke up and like the smoke detector was chirping, but I couldn't find a fire. So I like called 911 and they said that like you need to come and change the batteries out in my smoke detector because it's losing power. I would read your lease. I mean, change the batteries like your lease states.
There you go.
Just an idea.
Yeah.
We're talking about things for new agents. I'm looking at my desk. I've changed my setup a little bit. Vision boards.
Yes.
That is a great
Or
thing.
some type of reminder of what the goal is. Yeah.
We did a vision board party at my office and we did like one night after hours. Everybody came in and we decorated poster boards and what our vision was for this year for 2018. And
we went over
what you wanted. Yep.
Same thing. Same thing.
Sandy said, don't even think about it. What? I can't talk about changing my smoke detector batteries? Come on.
No, I think it's the I would statement.
Oh, I would.
I would.
I might just do it next time you're here.
But we're talking about the vision board thing, and it's great. Some people don't want that whole vision board. So I found this cool little frame. TJ Maxx, I think I was with Rachel. She's got her vision board in her office hanging.
Yes.
I got this cool little frame, by the way. You like flip it and then like it's teal. How cool is that?
Of course you would.
But so I got this and I printed out my goals and like my goals are on here and I just pull out the little thing in the back and I change it. And this sits right next to my computer screen. So every time I answer the phone, I see what my goals are for the year. And I planned that out in January and it's a great thing. I've checked off 5 things this year already. It's been so busy.
It has intense year because we're already in the 8th month. Like apparently that happened yesterday or something.
Yeah. Doesn't make sense. Mm-hmm. So what else? What else do we have?
Sandy said, I won't hear you. I would. That's going to be my thing now. How do you think Dave's going to take that, Sandy? If I just sit across his desk and say, I would. Yeah.
Do whatever you want. I would.
Absolutely.
Definitely.
I think I speak on behalf of all agents when I say that we're not gonna listen to it.
Now
that I know what Frankie's up to now, that ain't gonna work.
They won't listen.
Dawn says that their office does vision boards too, and I think it's such a great idea to see.
I like this October thing. I'm thinking October this year. We did ours in the first week of January. Or maybe December. We did ours in December.
Yeah, we did ours in December, but I'm thinking, like lender sponsor it, bring in dinner and chat so that they can, get their name out there too and do like a whole to-do out of it and get our visions out there for the next year.
Yep.
And they can help us with our visions.
Yes, because you need a lender to get the deal closed, right?
Correct. Definitely.
What lenders do we have watching? Y'all are sponsoring.
Y'all are sponsoring. Exactly.
It's happening.
It's happening. We've had we're at like an hour and 16 minutes on this one. This
Oh
one, I
man,
told
are
you.
we really?
We went over, this was a great one. I love having people on, it's not that it gets boring with us. Like we have a great time with it, but I love bringing in these outside people.
Yeah, I'm liking the
It's something
format
we're
and
gonna have to
everything.
do. The format,
Even though it's Rachel Peake 2 and everything, like we'll have to fix that next time.
I didn't even look at it. I'm not even.
Well,
I can't handle 2 of those in my life. I told her this walking down the hallway.
Squared. That's what we're doing.
So yeah, definitely. We loved having you guys on. Thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah, we appreciate y'all joining.
So how can our people reach you if they want to talk to you?
Jean.Durham@jmdurham.com.
What's your mobile business card, Jean?
It's my spot. Text my spot and you'll get it.
Text my spot to 85377. What about you, Rach?
So text Realtor Peake to 85377. And my email is realtorpeake@gmail.com.
And her social media is Realtor Peake. Notice the consistency. I got my agents trained.
Look at you.
Our agents trained. Consistency.
Yeah.
Thank you guys so much for joining us. I'll put your guys' information up on the screen. Have a great night. And, Tiff, we're going to stay on for a little bit more.
All righty.
Thank you guys so much for joining us.
Thanks, guys. I appreciate it.
Bye.
You.
So let me put their information up on the screen for everyone. So here's Jean's and here's Rachel's information if you guys want it. I included their social media profiles. Like I said, Jean is a realtor with Exit Realty Leaders and Exit Realty Unlimited. Unlimited is in South Carolina. Realty Leaders is in Florida. Rachel is also an agent with Exit Realty Leaders. Her information is right there with their mobile business cards. And feel free to reach out to them. They will have whatever you need. If you have questions or anything like that, they'll be happy to reach out at any time.
Absolutely.
We got another agent on board.
Oh, you got that mobile business card.
Mine is text exit Frankie, Franke. Yours is exit MCR still?
Mine is Tiffany exit MCR.
Tiffany exit MCR to 85377. Use the technology. If your office provides it, use it. There's a lot of technology that doesn't get used often. And, these companies have tons of technology. They have people. Our corporation just added a new, Chief Technology Officer?
Yes.
We have a CTO now, which is awesome.
John Pax.
Yes. So their Exit's definitely developing their technology further than ever before now.
Doesn't John Pax have 60 or something patents?
Something like that. I'll have to research a little bit more into that. I heard something like that.
It's insane how many patents he has, and he's not, he's pretty young to have 60-something patents under his belt.
Yep, and that's what I'm saying. You got to find the company, use the technology. It's out there. It will help assist in your business so much smoother.
Absolutely.
So next week, join us, like we say normally, Thursday, 7 p.m. Central Time, 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Next week, I am coming directly out of Florida Realtors Convention. So I will have a boatload of tips directly from Florida Realtors Convention that just came off the stage for you guys.
Yes. I'm excited about next week.
And then, the following week, we're going to have maybe some more guests join us with some funny real estate stories.
Yes.
Things they've seen in real estate.
If you've got a real estate story, you better reach out.
Dawn better reach out. She's the we need these. So yeah, if you have a funny real estate story and you'd love to join us, doesn't matter of affiliation of brand or brokerage, feel free to reach out to either Tiffany and I. We'll get you scheduled in. Feel free to reach out to Rachel or Jean, and they'll tell you it's super easy to join us on this broadcast. It's literally 1 or 2 clicks. You download an app and you're right on. And all you got to do is come on for a couple of minutes and speak with us. We'd love to have you.
Absolutely.
Big shout out to everyone, to Jean and Rachel for coming on. If you're coming to Exit Convention in October, feel free to reach out to Tiffany and I. I think we need
have our room booked.
We have our room booked finally. I think we need to get Frankie and Tiffany live shirts.
Yes.
I think so.
That's
Fun night. That's what we need for fun night.
Yes.
So feel free to reach out to us if you're going. We'd love to connect with you.
Absolutely. Let's do it.
Maybe we'll do a live with Frankie and Tiffany dinner or something. Invite everyone out to dinner with us to come and
because there's 2 nights at convention that you're kind of on your own. So you'd have a regional night, and then the other night we can do Frankie and Tiffany night.
Yeah, we can have a Frankie and Tiffany night. Invite some people out with us that would want to join us.
Yes.
Maybe we'll do our own little session in the morning.
Yeah, let's do it.
come sit with us for breakfast. We'll put out some tips. How do you want that? Free time with us.
Right. Let's do it. Breakfast.
I'm full of a bunch of useless knowledge, as I tell everyone. I'm like, I got so many useless knowledge things up in here. You've got tons from the broker side. Feel free to reach out.
Yes.
Okay,
all right, guys.
That's it.
It was fun.
Remember, you can get this on Apple Podcast if you want to listen to it in your car, on your morning run, whatever you're doing. We're on Apple Podcast, so be sure to reach out with that.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Y'all have a great night.
You guys too, and I will see you next Thursday. Bye.
Bye.